we're in the tracking stages of our next first alert as we're keeping our eyes on the next wave of Arctic air that's headed towards our area. Now, in the meantime, we're starting to see a little bit of a warming trend in terms of temperatures across the deep south as the core of the polar vortex starts to rotate back up towards the north. So you can see almost above freezing for folks over in Nashville, still slightly below that for Oklahoma City and Richmond. But here along the Gulf Coast, temperatures in the 40s here as we start the afternoon. So again, we're going to see this core kind of staying up here towards the northeast, but another round of Arctic air starts to shift its way towards the south as we get into the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, expect more bitterly cold air and hard freeze conditions to be in place. So we get a chance, a break, a chance to thaw out a little bit, although temperatures below freezing the next few mornings, not going to be hard freeze criteria. And you'll note, once again, we're going to see that core kind of shift towards the northeast as we get deeper into next week. So here's the forecast in terms of precipitation, what we're going to be dealing with. This is the American model. We fast forward all the way to this Thursday. So the system's up here towards the north. It's going to kind of work its way off towards the east. Notice how we have a lack in terms of moisture here down towards the south. So the American model keeping us mainly dry with maybe a spotty to isolated shower possible. It does bring some wraparound moisture, and you see some snow flurries trying to work their way into southeast Louisiana, but they're not going to make it here even if they were to materialize. So we're going to stay dry all the way through your weekend. Now you'll notice here with the European model, it too has the area of low pressure up here towards the north. Notice the lack of moisture keeps everything just off towards our south or towards our north. So a spotty to isolated shower early on Friday morning, and that is going to be about it. And then it keeps us dry for the rest of the weekend, as you can see, as rain and moisture stays well out into the Gulf. So not going to be dealing with any winter type precipitation this time around. We're just going to be dealing with the bitter cold, and you can see the freeze preparations will be in order Friday night leading into Saturday morning, and again Saturday night leading into Sunday morning as we see morning lows low 20s to upper teens once again. So we're taking care of people, pets, plants, and pipes. So no need to drip the faucet tonight. You'll have to start maybe doing that again Friday night as we prepare for the cold temperatures Saturday, and then again Saturday night leading into Sunday. And again, you just want that slight drip. You want to cover any exposed piping, and then once those temperatures start to rebound, you can stop the drip for the day on Saturday afternoon, and then again Sunday afternoon. 10 to 18 hours in terms of those freeze durations. But this Saturday is going to be a big day for parades. For carnival season, so revelers are going to have to bundle up. Let's put it that way. We got parades rolling all across our viewing area all day on Saturday. We've got parades in Clinton, we've got parades in Denham Springs, Scotlandville, Baton Rouge, and New Road. So lots of activities. But yeah, temperatures not expected to get out of the 30s on Saturday and just slightly above freezing. It looks like maybe even for the afternoon before we drop back below freezing heading into the evening. We've got lots of Mardi Gras balls that night too. So if you're going to be masquerading, definitely have the coat and jacket handy. Of course, you can track all that weather for you right in the palm of your hand using our free First Alert weather app. You can take out your camera and kind of scan that QR code and download it. It is free in the App Store as well as the Google Play Store. It'll probably come in handy for this weekend if you're heading out, so you can track those temperatures with our hourly temperature forecast. Again, for tomorrow morning, not as cold. We're going to be borderline maybe for a hard freeze as you go across the state line into southwestern Mississippi, but I think even there we should be okay. 42 degrees is the average low, so we're creeping towards that, but not quite there. You can see the pinpoint forecast for tomorrow. So we'll reach the 40s today. We'll reach the 50s for tomorrow. So kind of inching our way up in terms of that temperature trend. And in fact, we'll reach the 60s, we think, maybe briefly on Thursday afternoon before the next wave of cold air starts to make its way in Friday afternoon, with the brunt of it occurring Saturday and Sunday. So we've got the First Alert highlight on once again for Saturday and Sunday as we deal with the bitter cold, the hard freeze conditions, and some dangerous wind chills in the teens for both mornings Saturday and Sunday.